I was coming out here to my office, and it looked like a leaf or something up there by the eave of the building here. I can stay on it. It's a bat. I think it just went out of focus. It did go out of focus. There it is. It's a bat. Ooh. I'm not much into bats, I can tell you that right now. Okay, well, I've changed my, we got her framed, I changed the way I've been digging. It just had some iron signals in here. It turned out to be a piece of a hook and a piece of wire. And then there was a scratchy high tone, and then there was another high tone to the left and right of the original hole, which I just dug. There's one in here, and there's one in there, and they're popping like iron, but there's also a high squeak in it. So let's see what we got here. Oh, there it is right there. Hang on. It's a Lincoln. Looks like 1914 or 16. It's a wheatie. Cool. So it's a nice wheat penny. It's in dang good shape too. I'll get a better picture of that. So instead of just going across here and cherry picking just high tones by themselves, I was shooting myself in the foot by, the iron and stuff. There's so much iron, pop tops and whatever in the ground here, that even though I'd hear a little squeak, let me get this thing, it's driving me crazy. The pinpointer lights up. So there's another signal right here. I don't know what this one is. It's in this clump right here. And, well, that's a big piece of, I don't know what that is. It's a cap off of something. I don't know. Just a rusty cap. Let's make sure that's what. I guess it's a big enough piece of steel to do that. Okay, well that's alright though. Another signal. So what was going on? It's just a big chunk of metal of some sort. Looks like. Weird. It's round. Almost looks like coin shape, but I don't think it is. It's awful thick, and let's just have to look at it later. Unless there's something attached to it. Anyway. So, it paid off on that Indian the other day. Just paid off on this second hole I've dug. I dug some regular clad, some memorials, a bunch of junk. And this is the second hole here. I was at a park earlier, and I think a quarter, I don't know. But I'll put it all up on the wrap up. But this is paying off. I haven't moved 2 feet when I started digging here. Okay, here's another one. Same scenario. It's got an iron grunt with a squeak in it. Checked with a big machine. It's out of the hole. Let's see. Let me turn this just a little bit. Yeah, just a piece of metal there, but see if that was giving us our squeak. Evidently. Let's check it with a big machine one more time. Make sure we're not overlooking something. Starting to warm up. It's the day before Christmas. Merry Christmas, everybody. Still a little bit of a squeak in there. See if you can hear what I'm hearing here. Every once in a while you can hear a little high-pitched squeak in there. So, let me do this. I'm going to just dig a little bit deeper to start with and see if we get anything. It was deeper than big root there. It may not be anything. This is a Detechnix pinpointer, which it works really good. One thing I like, I'm going to say that's a give up on this one, is you can use either 9-volt batteries or double A's in it. 9-volt battery or double A's in it, which is kind of handy, you know. But anyway, I guess that was it in that hole. This was about a foot. Yeah, you could see that. 1.5 feet. Said 2 inches. I don't see it. And it was 80-81, pretty solid. So there we go. I see it, it's green. And it's green because that's the color of the plastic insert on this bottle cap. That's had me going there for a minute. I was thinking green, copper, Indian. Alright, that's another 80-81 solid signal. Here you go. You can hear, listen, I've got the iron discrimination on 25 and iron audio is off. Listen to this. There's that 81 right there. Let's see if we can put your shovel to it. Let's see what it is. It says it's about 4 to 6 inches. I tell you, I know I sound like a broken record, but this shovel is to die for. It's you go digging deep, that extra step up here on the shaft gives you that extra, where you're not having to pick it up and slam it down with your hands because you run out of shovel. Okay, let's see if we've got it out of the hole. Let me see here. Yep, it's out. It's right here in the pile. You able to see that pile? Okay. Let me readjust the view to, how about that? Up close and personal is always a good thing. Yeah, you can see that. There it is. I don't know what it is. It's a Kadime. A 10 center. That's it. My work here is done. Nothing old. 1985 clad dime. That's okay. I mean, I haven't moved in probably a 10-foot circle since we started. What I started to say about this pinpointer is it works great, it just drives the machine crazy every time you turn it on. So it's a little disconcerting. It sounds like 2,000 bowls of Rice Krispies. Somebody poured the milk to them. Let me recheck this hole real quick before we pat ourselves on the back. If there's anything in it, I'll turn it back on. Iffy signal. But while I was digging down here, some sort of big, thick, brown pottery. It's got the roundness shape to it, so it's some sort of old pottery, probably from the hotel that used to sit right here. We're real close, but I am still within a 10-foot circle of where I started. There is a kind of an iron sound with a squeak, and it's still on the sidewall over here. Right there. That might be it. Whatever it is. Looks kind of big. What is that? Get on each side of it. I have no idea what that is. It's big. Some sort of a copper wire. I believe I better leave that alone. I doubt it's anything because everything's overhead here as far as electric goes, but it's not it's probably old wiring from years gone by. There's gas lines and stuff here from old copper lines all through here where they used to heat the cabin. Yeah, that's what it is. It's big. Here it is. If you can see it, get that lens kept out the way. It's right here. Whatever it is. So we'll let that one go. Okay. This is probably going to be my last hole. Same old scenario. Ooh, I'm winded. I've been digging. I'm probably 20 feet from where I started. I've been digging lots and lots of iron, pull tabs, but The signals are mixed in with them, so I'm taking my time. Should be out of the hole right in here. Let me get a handful of dirt here. Alright. There it is. It's in my hand, and it is Mr. Lincoln on this side, and as Exploring Alabama would say, library on the other side. Well, I tell you, that's a 1961 memorial. So, I found a Wheatie in the teens. I found 2 or 3 old memorials in the Silver Range, and now that I've slowed down and quit speeding through here cherry picking, I'm finding a lot more and a lot older. That one was 4 to 6 inches, and they've all, been about that, but this is one of the few places that hasn't gotten a lot of fill over the years, if any, because it's up kind of on a hill, which I would imagine that's why they built the hotel there in the first place. So anyway, this may or may not be my last video or dig for today. We'll see how things go on the way back to the car. Thanks for watching. And if it's something you think you might like to do, how about subscribing? Thank you. Have a good New Year and a Merry Christmas. Bigger and better in 20 years. Well, as you can see, I lied. I didn't quit. I started just to kind of swing by a little closer to the actual home site. I dug another hole back there about 8 or 10 feet away from this one, and it was a pull tab and a nail. So this one actually rang up as a clean penny sound without a whole lot of stuff in it. I was able to read it one way and then go 90 degrees and read it again. So let me make sure I got you all framed, which is, looks good to me. Which is, I gotta have some water here pretty quick. Okay. Oop, there it is, right there. It's definitely a penny. Let me clean it real quick. Looky here. It is another wheat penny. That is excellent. And it is in great shape. And if I'm reading this right, looks to me like it's a 1920. See, I believe that's what it is. Yeah, it looks like a 1920 D. And both sides are in good shape. And I forgot to mark this one so I could remember if it was mine or not. So it'll probably be hard for me to keep track of it. Well, that's cool. I'll tell you what, it's still hard digging, and the ratio of trash per good finds is real low. But when you do find something other than modern clad, it seems to be pretty good object. So now I'm forced to maybe dig one more hole. Alright, I'm happy today. Okay, here's a wrap up. Oh, I don't know, probably 2.5, 3 hours total. I went to a park earlier And this was all the junk. Yeah, this is a combination of a park and the 1800s hotel site that burned in 1920. Usual stuff. This is kind of weird. What that is? It's a little bitty figure with wings. I'm not exactly sure what that is. It looks like some sort of a superhero or something. I don't know. Very strange. This is some sort of pottery from the hotel site, and there's a burnt piece of wood from the hotel site, so I know I'm in the right area. I don't know when these were used. I know I remember them as a kid, but it's a 30 amp fuse, the type that used to screw in. You know, the kind that your drunk uncle used to come over and put pennies behind. And kind of a cool little brass hinge. Looks like it's in just as good as it ever was. This golf ball, on this side it says Callaway, and on the other side it says, if found, return to Exploring, Alabama. And I have no idea. If anybody knows what that is, I'd sure like to know. I thought it was some sort of a attachment to maybe a meat grinder or something, but when you turn it over, it's threaded here. When you turn it over, it's got all these little, I mean, they're sharp. It's got all these spikes around the perimeter, and then another row of them here. Looks like that's where it's screwed on to whatever it was on. But I don't know what that's about with the spikes. I mean, they're pretty sharp. Okay, and then the coins. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 or 10 zinc pennies, a couple clad quarters, clad dime. This is 1961 copper Lincoln, 1918 wheat penny, and a 1920 wheat penny. So I'm starting to find some old stuff. I'm not going to give up on that side. I know if I'm finding stuff in the teens, and I actually found the Indian penny there, Indian head penny, 1887, well then there's got to be silver there somewhere, and I'm not giving up till I find it. But I've slowed way down. I only detected a place, oh gosh, maybe 20 feet by 30 feet, not much more than that. So I'm taking a lot of trash, but I'm starting to come up with some period coins, or coins in the era that I'd like to see. So that's it. That's the wrap up. Merry Christmas, everybody, and bigger and better in 2018. Happy New Year.